Have you ever felt that something greater is unfolding around us, as if an unseen force is guiding us toward a new reality? Welcome to the age of Aquarius, a time of transformation, revolution, and spiritual awakening. Prepare to explore the mysteries of this cosmic era, which is already shaping the destiny of humanity within the grand cycle known as the Great Cosmic Year. The Age of Aquarius is far more than just an astrological phase. It marks a significant milestone in the spiritual and social evolution of humanity. Our solar system moves through the galaxy along an imaginary path known as the ecliptic, following an eternal cycle referred to as the Cosmic Year by ancient Egyptian priests. They divided this 360-degree journey of the solar system through the celestial dome into 12 segments of 30 degrees each. The sun takes approximately 2,160 years to pass through each of these 12 star constellations, each associated with a zodiac sign. During this vast rotation, Earth receives energetic influences from these constellations, shaping the destiny of mankind, defining the circumstances of each reincarnation, and determining the structures that sustain human civilization. If you believe that celestial energies have no impact on human life, it may be because your perspective is still rooted in a strictly materialistic paradigm, one that recognizes only the physical world. However, modern science has already demonstrated the wave-particle duality, the fact that subatomic particles such as electrons and photons can exist both as discrete particles and as waves spreading across space. This means that everything composed of atoms possesses an electromagnetic field, emitting and receiving energy waves. This is not mysticism. It is a fundamental scientific principle of the universe. When we observe the stars, we can perceive them as emitters of energy waves, influencing everything around them, including Earth and its inhabitants. Just as different waves interact and interfere with one another, planetary movements generate waves that influence Earth's energetic patterns and, consequently, human behavior. Imagine these influences as part of a grand cosmic dance, where celestial bodies move in harmony, their vibrations subtly yet profoundly shaping our experiences. At the conclusion of each 25,920-year cycle, Earth undergoes a dramatic transformation, leading to a new stage of development and a reconfiguration of civilization. Each great cosmic year concludes with significant changes in the sun's activity, triggering climatic shifts that erase past structures and pave the way for new possibilities. This cycle, designed by the Supreme Intelligence, God, serves as a mechanism for renewal, much like humanity itself undergoes rebirth and transformation across lifetimes. At present, our solar system is positioned precisely at the midpoint of a transition, from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. Each era carries the energetic imprint of its ruling zodiac sign, shaping the predominant values and paradigms of civilization. The age of Pisces, which spanned from approximately 150 BCE to 2010 CE, was defined by faith, sacrifice, and structured religions. It was a time when humanity sought the divine through doctrines, dogmas, and saviors. The symbol of Pisces, two fish swimming in opposite directions, perfectly illustrates the era's defining conflict, the struggle between the spiritual and the material. Now, as we step into the age of Aquarius, our lessons are shifting. Blind belief is no longer sufficient. This era demands understanding, questioning, and expanding our perspectives. Governed by Uranus, Aquarius embodies the energies of innovation, freedom, and collective progress. While Pisces sought salvation through devotion, Aquarius inspires us to build something new, to challenge outdated systems and embrace interconnection and collaboration. Throughout history, astrological ages have coincided with major societal shifts. The transition from Taurus to Aries saw the rise of great warrior civilizations. The shift from Aries to Pisces marked the emergence of monotheistic religions. Now, as we enter Aquarius, the world is witnessing the first signs of a profound transformation, an awakening of collective consciousness. This age will usher in a deeper understanding of the universe, where science, spirituality, and intuition converge in unprecedented harmony. More than external changes, the true revolution of Aquarius is internal. Spirituality is evolving beyond rigid doctrines, emphasizing self-knowledge and direct connection with the divine. Meditation, esoteric studies, and the search for life's purpose will become cornerstones of this new spiritual perspective. Science, too, will undergo a transformation, no longer seen as opposed to faith, but as its ally. Quantum physics already suggests a reality where matter and energy, the visible and the invisible, are fundamentally interconnected. These discoveries will play a crucial role in shaping a new worldview, one that embraces both logic and intuition, science and spirituality, as complementary forces rather than opposing ones. Yet, the age of Aquarius is not just a spiritual revolution. It also challenges us to rethink our social, economic, and political structures. Aquarius, the sign of collectivity and equality, signals a shift toward more inclusive and collaborative models of governance. Hierarchical systems based on authority will gradually give way to decentralized and participatory decision-making. Technology will be a key force in this transition, connecting people and ideas on a global scale. The internet, social networks, and artificial intelligence mark the beginning of an era where knowledge and information are the most valuable resources. Sustainability will also take center stage as humanity begins to view the planet as an extension of itself. The Earth, long regarded as a mere resource, will be recognized as a living entity, inspiring ecological innovations and new approaches to environmental stewardship. Unlike past revolutions which sought to change external systems, overthrowing governments or restructuring economies, the age of Aquarius is an internal revolution. This transformation begins within each individual, challenging us to confront and transcend outdated beliefs and mental patterns. The revolution of Aquarius will not be fought with flags, ideologies, or physical confrontations. Instead, it is a revolution of consciousness, where anger is met with compassion, greed with generosity, and ignorance with wisdom. It is not about finding enemies to defeat, but about illuminating the shadows within ourselves. In this new paradigm, the concept of us versus them dissolves, replaced by a universal we. Each person is responsible for their own transformation, contributing to a collective field of energy driven by empathy, solidarity, and mutual understanding. This revolution does not seek to impose its ideals, but to inspire change through example, demonstrating that true power lies in inner peace and self-awareness. The age of Aquarius also challenges the need for rigid labels and identities. In a world where divisions have long been reinforced by symbols and ideologies, this revolution calls for a return to the essence of human experience. It is not about belonging to a particular movement or ideology. It is about having the courage to look within, recognize both our light and our shadows, and embrace the full spectrum of who we are. Ultimately, the revolution of consciousness is an invitation to authenticity. The moment enough individuals awaken to this reality, the world will change in an instant. True transformation begins within, and as our collective consciousness evolves, so too will the reality we co-create. The Age of Aquarius is already setting in motion sweeping changes across all aspects of life: science, technology, arts, spirituality, and social structures. In the realm of technology, we are witnessing rapid advancements, particularly in artificial intelligence. Once a distant dream, AI is now seamlessly integrating into daily life, challenging our perceptions of human potential. Haptic technology, capable of replicating touch and sensory experiences, will blur the lines between virtual and physical reality. Yet this technological revolution will also prompt us to question our relationship with progress. Are we using these tools to build bridges or to create barriers? At the same time, science and spirituality are beginning to merge in ways never before imagined. Concepts like quantum entanglement, which suggest that particles can remain connected across vast distances, echo ancient spiritual teachings about universal interconnectedness. As humanity awakens to a deeper awareness of our interconnectedness with one another, with the Earth, and with the cosmos, we step into a new era of limitless possibilities. The Age of Aquarius is not just a time of change. It is a call to reimagine what it means to be human. The practice of consuming meat is bound to become a topic of debate as we step into this new era, an era that invites us to deeply reconsider our eating habits and their far-reaching consequences, from environmental and ethical concerns to spiritual implications. From an ecological perspective, meat production is one of the primary drivers of environmental degradation. Deforestation to create grazing land, along with greenhouse gas emissions from livestock, has a significant and undeniable impact on the planet. On an ethical level, the consumption of meat raises questions regarding the respect and dignity of other living beings. As empathy and compassion, defining traits of the Age of Aquarius, expand, awareness of animal rights and the suffering caused by industrial farming and slaughter will increase. Over time, a collective understanding will emerge. Animals are not mere resources, but sentient beings deserving of a more compassionate and conscious relationship with humanity. Personally, I believe that, in the distant future, society will look back on today's meat industry much as we now view the enslavement of human beings, an outdated and morally unacceptable practice. Creativity will flourish like never before. Under the influence of Aquarius, art will serve as a force of liberation, challenging established norms and giving rise to new forms of expression. We will witness a fusion of styles and cultural traditions, celebrating diversity while acknowledging the shared human experience. Music, painting, literature, and cinema will become powerful vessels for the transformative energies of this era. However, the most profound transformation will take place within each of us. The Age of Aquarius calls for inner awakening, an expansion of consciousness that allows us to see beyond illusion. Practices such as meditation, yoga, and esoteric studies will become increasingly popular, reflecting the growing quest for balance and self-awareness. This period urges us to question deeply ingrained beliefs, break free from outdated patterns, and discover our true purpose. Yet transformation is rarely easy. Change is often met with resistance, both on an individual and collective level. The emergence of the new frequently clashes with the remnants of the old, leading to inevitable moments of crisis. The world will undergo a process of purification, a catharsis. Above all, this era is a journey of profound change. It challenges us to courageously let go of what no longer serves us and embrace the unknown. It presents an opportunity to rebuild both our world and ourselves on the foundations of love, freedom, and interconnectedness. The future is not merely approaching. It is actively being shaped by the choices we make here and now. However, the transition to this new age is not just a time of great promise, but also one of immense challenges. Every significant transformation demands that we confront our deepest fears and address what has long been ignored. Individually and collectively, we will be called to release the past and step into the unknown with courage. One of the greatest obstacles is our attachment to outdated structures, systems of power, long-standing beliefs, and established ways of life. Many of which are showing clear signs of decay, are difficult to abandon. While these structures may offer a false sense of security, they also restrict our potential for growth. The challenge lies in overcoming our fear of change and recognizing that transformation is not just inevitable, but essential. As the age of Aquarius dawned a little over a decade ago, the light of awareness began to shine brighter. We entered a time where veils obscuring hidden realities started to lift. Under the influence of these Aquarian energies, we are now witnessing the exposure of long-concealed darkness, the unveiling of deep-seated truths that demand recognition and transformation. In the entertainment industry, for example, systemic abuses of power and exploitation, once hidden, are now coming to light. Scandals involving corruption, manipulation, and even horrific human rights violations are being exposed, forcing the public to confront the dark underpinnings of industries once idealized. Additionally, discussions surrounding unidentified aerial phenomena, UFOs, and extraterrestrial contact are gaining credibility. For decades, governments and institutions dismissed or downplayed such topics, relegating them to fiction or conspiracy. However, the recent release of official reports and testimonies from credible witnesses has begun reshaping public perception. As the truth about extraterrestrial life becomes more widely accepted, deeper questions will inevitably arise. How long have we been in contact with other civilizations? To what extent have they influenced our society? Once the first pillar of our fundamental paradigms collapses, the entire structure of our current worldview may begin to unravel. This process of revelation, akin to the destructive force of the Hindu goddess Kali, or the biblical concept of the apocalypse, is necessary. For a new way of living to emerge, outdated paradigms must first be dismantled. Yet as external structures crumble, we are also called to turn inward and confront our personal illusions. This is where the true revolution begins. The path of enlightenment is challenging, requiring us to face both collective and individual truths. However, it is through this confrontation that humanity can align with values of empathy, justice, and authenticity. While this era is one of great revelations, it is also a period of immense acceleration. Technology is advancing at an unprecedented rate. Old paradigms are disintegrating, and information flows at a dizzying pace. Many feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of change. Many feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of change. Developing resilience and discernment will be crucial in navigating this transformative time. Polarization will be another major challenge. As society struggles to break away from the past, ideological clashes will intensify. Tensions between progress and tradition, science and spirituality, individualism and collectivism will surface. True progress will require us to see these differences not as barriers, but as opportunities for dialogue and mutual understanding. On a personal level, the greatest challenge will be facing our own inner transformation. The age of Aquarius invites each of us on a profound journey of self-discovery, a path fraught with fears, doubts, and unresolved traumas. The ego, accustomed to maintaining control, may resist, creating internal turmoil. To move forward, we must cultivate self-acceptance and forgiveness, embracing our shadows as an integral part of our growth. Spirituality, too, will face challenges. In an age of abundant information, not all that is labeled spiritual will be genuine. The task will be to discern between superficial trends and authentic wisdom, seeking practices that foster real transformation rather than mere illusion. True spirituality is not about empty rituals or lofty words, but about the actions and choices we make every day. Entering the age of Aquarius is not simply about adaptation. It requires active and conscious transformation. This transition calls for preparation, both externally and, more importantly, internally, as all change first takes root within the individual before manifesting in the collective. The foundation of this preparation is self-awareness. Without a clear understanding of who we are, we risk being swept away by the tides of external change, losing our sense of direction. Practices such as meditation, journaling, and deep contemplation become essential tools for uncovering our truths and navigating this shifting landscape. Equally important is the ability to let go. The new era demands that we release outdated beliefs and structures that no longer serve our evolution. While detachment is often met with resistance, it is through letting go that we create space for something new to emerge. As Lao Tzu once said, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." Strengthening our connection with the collective is also essential. The age of Aquarius emphasizes community and cooperation, urging us to cultivate empathy, active listening, and harmonious collaboration. It is time to dissolve barriers and recognize our interdependence as a global society. Furthermore, embracing a mindset of continuous learning will be vital. The rapid evolution of knowledge requires an open and flexible mind, one willing to explore new perspectives without rigid attachment to the old. At the same time, caring for the body through mindful practices like yoga, tai chi, and conscious nutrition will help align us with the transformative energies of this period. Above all, this era invites us to be conscious co-creators of the future. It is a call to awaken, to question, and to build a new world based on truth, compassion, and unity. Are you ready to embrace this transformation? Share your thoughts on how you perceive the age of Aquarius and how you are aligning with its energy. Let's continue this journey together.